Hi guys, welcome back to Hearn Family Homestead. My name's Amanda, and today's video is going to be all about how we use our canned trout. If you'd like to know how I can this trout, you can look up our video that I did on that. And this is one of our favorite ways to use it. We do use it for lunch meat sometimes, but today I'm going to be making fish patties. To start with, I'm just going to open my can of trout. And we're going to put the entire contents, fish and the oil liquid that comes with it, into our bowl. And I like to use a fork to mix this up. It just makes it a little easier to break up the pieces of fish. Now I'm going to add 3 eggs. Normally for this amount I would add just 2, but these are pullet eggs. Our hens just started laying, thank goodness. And so I'm going to add 3 because they're a little smaller than what we would normally use. Now I'm going to add just a bit of salt. I don't typically measure, I just kind of eyeball it. I'd say that's about a half of a teaspoon, maybe less. We're going to add a little bit of garlic powder. And you don't want much garlic powder because it can be overpowering. So just a sprinkle. And to really develop a deeper flavor, I'm going to use some mustard powder. And then some parsley for freshness. Now, if I were using store-bought tuna or anything like that that's a little drier, possibly even store-bought canned salmon, I would also add a little bit of olive oil. But where this trout already had its oil with it, it was canned without water, and so I didn't need to drain it. I don't need to add any additional oil. It's going to be enough of the natural. So we're just going to mix this up and break up all of our fish pieces. And then to that, I'll add some flour. You can use breadcrumbs, but this is whole wheat and it's what we have on hand, so it's what we're using today. And you just want to add enough to soak up the liquid to where you can shape it into a fish patty. And it's still slightly damp, so I'm going to add just a few more spoonfuls. There we go. That's about perfect. So now that I have my fish patty mixture all mixed up, I'm going to take it over to my stove to a hot frying pan. I like to use coconut oil to fry it in. You can use lard or butter or even avocado oil. I don't typically use olive oil for frying. When you're frying the foods, it tends to soak into the patties and it just doesn't get that nice crisp texture on the outside. So my oil is melted and I'm just going to test to see if it's hot enough by sprinkling a little flour in there. And you can see those bubbles coming up off the flour. That means that it's hot enough to start frying. So I'm going to scoop a small amount in there and then just press it into a patty. And I'll let these cook until they're golden on one side and then flip them over. While the patties are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get started on our sauce. This is just a basic white sauce. Some people call it bechamel. So I'm just going to start with butter. And now that that's melted, I'm going to add enough flour to soak up all of the liquid. And you just don't want it to be glossy. You want it to have kind of a dull color to it. And then I'm going to cook this for about 2 minutes. Okay, so this is cooked for about 2 minutes. Now I'm going to add a little mustard powder, again just to give it a deeper flavor. You can add onion powder, you can add a little garlic, just whatever you think would taste good. I'm going to add a little pepper. And some salt. And that's just to taste. You can always add more later if you need to, so I like to err on the low side. And now I'm going to add my milk. I usually add a little bit and then get it nice and whisked up so there's no clumps. And then I'll go ahead and add the rest of it. Now I don't have measurements because I've done it enough times that I kind of know how much butter and flour mixture or roux I need in order to thicken the milk. But there's plenty of recipes online if you want to look up a white sauce or bechamel recipe. And now I'm just going to let this cook over medium heat until it's nice and thick. And in the meantime, I'll start some peas cooking. We like to serve the peas over the patties and then put our sauce on top. These are some sweet peas that I grew last spring and then blanched and froze. So I'm just going to put some water with them and we'll heat those up and we'll serve them with our patties. If you have shelled peas, you can use those, but I don't typically grow those. I like to grow the snap peas, so this is what we're going to use. Looks like these are ready to be flipped. You can see they're getting a little golden brown around the edges. So I'm just going to turn them over. Always flip these away from you if you have a lot of oil in the pan. You don't want to get splashed with the hot oil. And we'll let those cook on the other side until they're golden. Once the fish patties are fully cooked and golden on both sides, you can transfer them to a platter. I like to line mine with a paper towel just to soak up some of the oil. And then I'll just batch cook these until I've cooked all of my mixture. And the seasoning tasted great, so I know that my sauce is done now that it's thick. Alright guys, that's all there is to it. We've got our trout patties and the rest of dinner waiting, so we're going to go ahead and eat. Please like and subscribe if you like this video and consider sharing it on your social media, and we will catch you on the next video.